Hey there everyone, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, I'm Captain Beefy. This is the Game Vault. We're going to talk about locating S-Class multi-tools today. So I've got a few different ways you can do this, and we'll go over them one by one. So let's cue up the music, and we'll get right to it. First and foremost, the easiest one to look for is every time you go to a new system, you can check the, there's some weird eyes there. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. You can check the space station out. Every space station that is inhabited, all the regular ones and the pirate ones, have a weapons terminal that you can check out and see what they've got for sale there. I've had very poor luck with those, to be honest with you. It's not the best way to go about it, but it's worth looking because every now and then you're going to find a gem there, right? If that doesn't work, you can head down to a planet like this one, and you can locate these little outposts here. These are like little mini outposts, and they're easy to find because they have the single landing pad for your ship. You head on in, and there's always a weapon terminal inside here, like this. Now this one is different than the one that was on the space station, but it's equally sucky at a C-class, so that's a fail too. But you can fly around and look for these. I believe there's a pool of 2 or 3 different types that can be found on the surface of the planet. I went ahead and did a couple reloads to check that one out to see if I could find a better version of it, you know, and every time I did a reload it still came out as that exact same one, and a C-class each and every time, so it must be generated when you get here or something like that. So I don't know what to tell you on that one, but again, it's not the best way to locate. You got to fly around in your ship and constantly spam the scan looking for unknown buildings. That takes some time, and yeah, I don't like doing it. But there's a couple better ways to do this. So the first one we're going to look at involves, boy, that's a mess, these things right here, Sentinel boundary maps. So you can get those by going to the space station and trading in nav data to the cartographer up there and asking for one of these puppies. You use it and it'll take you to a sentinel pillar, and as we can see, we've got one not too far away. So you got to be ready for a little combat when you go to one of these, because they are going to put up a bit of a fight. But I'll walk you through that real quick. We've got a pretty decent weapon. No, I'm not using a neutron cannon. I like it, but I do prefer my plasma gun. Or my, I'm sorry. My pulse spitter. I prefer that one quite a bit. So we'll go ahead and pop out here. This is what a sentinel pillar looks like. You're always going to see some sentinels around it. There's a terminal in front of it. This is where you're going to locate the actual gun. Oh, and look at that. This one's letting me in right away. Okay. So yeah, you can shut down sentinel forces on the planet here. You can access the logs. And here we go. We've got another C-class, but this one's all busted up, which makes it even worse. I'm going to go ahead and reload and see if it changes at all. So we'll come back after a quick reload. Alright, looks like it's deja vu all over again. Let's head on over and see if this is any different than that other one that we just saw. Now these are cool because sometimes you can find the cool, really super cool looking royal multi-tool here. Yeah, it looks like it's the same exact gun, so that doesn't work either. But this is another way you can do it. Let's pop another one of these and see if it takes us to a different location. I've got 6 altogether, so boom.
Navigational data received.
We'll pop off and see what the next one is. Alright, so it's a little bit of a hike, but shouldn't be that much of a flight. But yeah, I found some really cool, where's my ship? There it is. I found some really cool Royal style multi-tools there. Let me show you what these guys look like. This is what the Royal looks like. As you can see, it's pretty sweet looking, right? Looks kind of like the Royal ships, you know, the exotic ships. So definitely cool looking. I found a few that way. But we'll head on over to this one and see what we get located. Again, most of the time it's a bust. Now, I do search for these in 3-star systems that are Viking, because the Viking are definitely the warrior race out of the 3 races, so I figure maybe that raises my chance of a better one. I don't know. But I will also look in pirate systems, and that's what I happen to be in right now. So, but again, you can find them in any system. Doesn't matter which system you go to. Some people say it does. I would think it would help to be in a better system, like a 3-star or a pirate system. And we're on purpose in a dissonant system here because of the other way we're going to look for these things. So let's see what we got on this one. So yeah, it looks to be exactly the same. So maybe that's a planet-wide thing. But whatever the case may be, that's another way you can go ahead and look for these things. Now, there are other planets in the system, so you know, if you get a stack of those going, every time you land on a planet, you can check out that planet and that system for a sentinel pillar and see if you get lucky on that. Alright, our next method of hunting is going to involve some of the new mechanics that we've learned with the recent update. And we're going to use an echolocator. Now, you get these from destroying the dissonant resonators on these dissonant planets. Those are those big, weird mirror things where you get a lot of the mirrors from. That's one way to get those. That's a pretty cool looking dude there. But yeah, you get those from those places, and you don't always get them. You know, you'll have to destroy a few of them. Most of the time you just get the mirrors, but every now and then you'll get one of those guys, and you pop it off and it'll lead you to a sentinel camp. And there it is. The harmonic echo coordinates is the sentinel camp. Now, if you're looking for an S-Class multi-tool, I would recommend skipping those other steps and just going right to this. These Sentinel-style multi-tools seem to be probably a better choice than most, you know? When you get here, you can instantly look at it and see. This one's got a rifle. There's a rifle and a pistol. I've got a rifle on this character that I just got. You know, I used that for testing out the neutron cannon. So let's go ahead and get this unsealed. So you have to scan for these things, solve these very tough math problems. What do we got? 7, 13, and 3. And then punch in the corresponding glyphs in any order. Once that's done, you unlock the multi-tool seal. And away we go. Let's see what we got here. As you can see, these things are busted up too, which sucks, but, you know. And they require stuff like the inverted mirrors, the atlantidium, crystallized hearts, and all that to fix these up. But that's the way it's done, you know. I don't know if we can do a reload here and get something different. We'll try it out real quick and see. So, be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and reloaded my last save when I just got off the ship there, and it uses the same code to get into it, so you don't even have to look at the code again. You can just go ahead and punch it in. But we've got the same result again, so yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Hopefully, hopefully the next one will have a little bit more luck. So another nice thing while you're here, and if you're hunting these guns, is you can hunt sentinel ships from here by locating dissonance spikes. That'll point you to a nearby sentinel ship. So if you're looking for, you know, multi-tools and you want to look for a ship while you're at it, you can. You might get lucky and find an S-class ship. You may not, so just give you a heads up on that. But what we're going to do right now is pop another one of these guys and check out a different camp. Alright, well, we made it to a second camp. It did have different numbers to go ahead and punch in there. But once again, we got a crap weapon. Not very good. So, yeah. We'll check one more and see what that one's like. Alright, so we popped another one of those things and it took us back to the first place we were at. So I flew up out of the atmosphere, went quite a distance away. As you can see, the spike is now 8 hours away from us. And popped another one. Got here and, yeah, we've got yet another crappy C-class one. So, really not looking so good. I'm going to do this a few more times, let you guys know if there's any variation to what I find. If there is, then we can assume an S will show up. If not, then this may be a bust, this whole system. So, I'll be back here in a little bit. I have not found anything better than a C-class in this system. So, we're calling that a bust. I did 10 of those locators, and yeah, that's all I found so far. So, we're moving on to another system. We're going to see if a 3-star system actually yields us better results than a pirate system, because the pirate system thing may just suck. So I'll catch you in a nearby 3-star system. Alright, so I found a dissonance system, a 3-star Viking one, and here we have a B class on the actual space station, which isn't bad. You know, you'll have to, you know, this requires a lot of time and a lot of looking. I've been at this for almost 50 minutes now so far, and that's the best thing I've found, just to give you an idea of what you got to do for this kind of thing. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't find a camp, and maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. Luck does not seem to be in my cards lately. This is an Arctic planet here, so I'm going to go down there and chill out. I'll see you at the camp. Alright, so we made it to a camp here. Let's check it out. Hopefully this is better than what we found on the other planet. And it sucks. I can't win for losing today. We're going to try one more camp. We'll do a pillar, and then I don't know what we're going to do. I'll see you at the next camp. Alright, we went to a second camp here, and again, this is a 3-star system, and we got a B class, so there is some variation. Yay! That's really good to know. So, yeah, when you're hunting these things, you got to have more patience than me, man. That is just brutal. So we've gone through 12 of these so far. 10 in the pirate system. They were all C classes, so I don't recommend hunting in a pirate system. I do recommend hunting in a 3-star system a lot more, I reckon. It seems like that's more effective based on the small amount of anecdotal evidence there. But it took us only 2 to find a B class. I imagine if we go through all 10, we'll eventually find an S class. So we're going to go drop one more spot just to see what the variation is, and then we'll hit a sentinel pillar and we're out. Alright, so we're at a third camp. Check it out. hopefully we'll get something worthwhile here. And drum roll, sucko. Okay. Well, like promised, we're going to do one of these puppies here and see what we can find there. Any luck. But this is what hunting down multi-tools is like, guys. It's gotten better because of the Sentinel update and being able to go to these camps and all that. It's definitely gotten better. I can't tell you how many times I've settled for less than an S-class. At least now you have a snowball's chance in hell. Locating one and, you know, a way to directly go somewhere where they do exist rather than flying around going like this, looking for unknown buildings, hoping it's one of those little mini places I showed you earlier in the video, you know? Because that is not fun. There's another one here. Hey, if we see one on the way, we're going to stop, you know, just for the hell of it, but, because you never know. You know, you never know where you're going to find these things. But it does take some time and it takes some effort to find them. There's our Sentinel pillar. Do we dare even hope? And it's a C class. We know what C stands for, right, guys? Crap. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is how you find multi-tools. And, you know, you guys asked about locating S-Class ones. You know, again, it requires a lot of time, a lot of luck, and a lot of patience. Those are the three things required for it. I don't think anything else is as difficult to locate. I know we were looking for S-Class ships before. We didn't find the exact one I was hoping for. We would have had I stayed long enough, and usually, you know, I've spent hours doing that sometimes. But at least you had ships coming in constantly, so if you weren't looking for anything in particular, just an S-Class type of ship, the look wasn't that important to you, you would have found one fairly simply in that last video. These guns, you know, these multi-tools, that's a different bag altogether because you got to do some legwork for it. They don't come to you. You got to go for them. So anyway, if you found this video entertaining or educational at all, or just feel bad for me, leave a like on the video down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time. As always, Captain Beefy. This is the Game Vault. Peace.